Action the Pirate. With the hook.
I'm gonna find a more convenient place to put my beer.
Captain Hooker.
Like right here. There we go. Cool. This works.
You can also sit down and set your beer in the thing.
I could, but it's stand-up comedy.
As opposed to sit down comedy.
That's a neat self-help.
My name's Ashton.
Hi, Ashton.
Hi, Ashton. Hey, Ashton.
Hey, thanks, guys. And I know what you're all thinking. I know what you're all asking yourselves, because I do have this power. And I want to answer your questions. Yes, my father was a lawn gnome. He was. Some warm-ups for you. Sometimes when it gets really hot out, I like to hang out with some shady characters. I have a lot of vices, but I also have a lot of screwdrivers and pliers and other tools, so I'm fine. If a tree falls in the woods on a deaf guy, does it make a sound? Turns out it does. There's kind of like a, oh shit, and then there's like a splattering, crunching noise. Kind of unpleasant, really. Yeah. If blind people take acid, do they hallucinate or just hear colors? I went to a seminar on learning to improve yourself through learning to mock yourself. I didn't learn a lot because I didn't take it very seriously. Is that you? Is that just you? Oh, that's cool. It's fine. Whatever. If it strikes a chord, it strikes a chord. Yeah. So what am I doing here? I'm going to school here in the middle of nowhere, the center of everywhere, to study print journalism. I'm minoring in creative writing. I'm a musician who does stand-up comedy, who's going to school for journalism and creative writing. I have a difficult life ahead of me.
You do.
My friends were really worried about me. They were like, why are you going to school to study a dying industry? It's like jumping on a bandwagon that's playing disco. Why are you doing that? They were like, you know, why? Why don't you just stay here and hang out with us? But I really believe in the power of the prints. I really believe in the power of ideas to change the way we think, and I believe that we need to get those ideas to people, and I think we need to keep the presses rolling. Because what the fuck else am I going to use to start my barbecue? You can't get those coals going with a blog, and I have tried. This cord is embarrassingly short. How will I bring home meat from the butcher shop? How will Grace here line her birdcage without newspapers?
Yeah.
I'm proud to fuel that industry. I really am. I would say I'm a musician, but I'm just a drummer. I just hit circles with pieces of wood in a timely and fashionable manner. That's all I do. I really like music. I decided I like music so much that when I die, I want my will to be in the form of a song. I want it to be a rap song. You know, like a stuffy old lawyer will come in and put a needle on a record, fat beat will come on, and there'll be my voice, and I'll be like, to my bitch ex-wife, you get absolutely nothing, and so on and so forth, and I'll delegate out my estate and everything. And then when it's all done and over with, someone will pull the needle off the record, and someone in the room will go, yo, that was an ill will. That's right. I tried to get a job at Guitar Center a while ago because I loved music so much. I had Lemmy chops back then. I had like the mutton chops connected with a mustache. I don't know about you, but I would buy drums from that guy with Lemmy chops. I would totally buy drums from him. I would love to look at my sales report and be like, how did we sell 28 pairs of bongos, the chops? Where did all the leopard skin drum sets go, the chops? My wife didn't come home last night. Never mind. I love rock and roll. Rock and roll will never die. Rock and roll is about one thing and one thing only. I won't tell you what it is, but I'll give you a clue. What do you think a Led Zeppelin looks like? What do you think a Pink Floyd is? Fellas, don't you love it when a girl touches your tool? Gives you a certain rush, doesn't it? You roar like a mastodon while she says, yes. Somewhere in there you could rage against the machine if you want. I don't know. Releasing from within you the subsequent Pearl Jam, bringing you to a state of nirvana. afterwards you just feel like a Rolling Stone and have a cigarette. Rock and roll's about fucking, in case you didn't get that. Yeah, I like music. I like music a lot. I had to say, if I had a favorite genre of music, it would either be progressive rock or progressive metal, one of those two. There's no such thing as a bad progressive rock band. There's just a rock band that gets progressively worse. A regressive rock band, if you will. I wanted to start a regressive rock band back in high school. We were going to call ourselves No. We were going to try to open for Yes on the Maybe tour. They weren't having it. Alan White was like, dude, shut up and keep washing my car. Seriously. Actually, this is a true story, by the way. My friend Matt, back in Seattle, used to work at a car wash, and Alan White, the drummer from Yes, came in. And he heard him talking, and he said, hey, I heard you talking, you're in a band. You like music? He said, yeah, I'm a musician. He said, what do you play? He said, I play prog, progressive rock. He said, oh, I'm in a prog band. He said, oh yeah, what's your band called? He said, Yes. And my friend Matt went, that's not a very original name. And he said, I'm Alan White from Yes. And he was like, I am so sorry. That's a true story. I mean, I wasn't there, but I believe him. He seems like a trustworthy fellow. I don't know. I'm still a little bit miffed about how we dealt with Osama bin Laden. I don't know if it's okay to still be bent out of shape about it this late in the game, but I really don't like the way we dealt with it. You know, I really think that now that Osama's dead, we need to have a national holiday where we can wear our fucking shoes at the airport. That would be great. Like, sir, you have to take those off. Guess what day it is? Give me a hug, Mr. TSA, man. Let me see if you're concealing any love on me. I'm gonna give you a cavity search. That even sounded weird coming from me. Yeah, that'd be great. No, I really think we dealt with that wrong. We basically took him out like a thug. We just snuck into his house in the middle of the night, shot him and left. I don't know if that's really cool. No, that's not how we should have handled it. We should have captured him alive, put him on trial. Any jury would have convicted him. You could have had Bernie Madoff, Rod Blagojevich, and Joseph Mengele on that jury, and they would have been like, guilty as fuck! Bring down the hammer! That would have been great. Then we could have skipped all this burial at sea bullshit. Nah, that's not how we get rid of Osama bin Laden. How do we put Osama bin Laden to death? We put him on a Southwest flight. Put him through airport security, make him take his fucking shoes off, give him a cavity search with extra lovin'. Put him next to an infant that cries the whole time, lose his luggage for him, and fly him right into Gaddafi's house. That would have been getting two birds stoned at once. I mean, never mind. Anyway, that would have been good, I thought. But no, we snuck into his house and we basically clubbed him over the head and left. Not the way to go about things. I sympathize for people that work shitty jobs. I'm not complaining about every fucking job I've had. I had a good one. I had one really good one, but we're getting there. That comes later. I used to work at Safeway. I started out in a deli, which was cool because I figured out that the walk-in cooler had its own air supply. So I could just go in there and get stoned to the bejesus every day and no one would notice. But I mean, it was a deli. It was like, what else is there to do? There's just Chinese food everywhere. It was so inviting. They'd be like, come here, General Tsao, I love you. Sir, can I get some of that? Excuse me, I'm busy. Oh. That was fun. No, yeah, I would just go in there and take care of my head and, go about my business. That job was so boring, though, I didn't just get high before, during, and after my shift. I got high before, during, and after my shift. Clearly, there was no lasting effects. So I left the deli for the check stand, but I didn't really lose the habit of taking care of myself before I got on the clock. Because it's Safeway. I mean, like they give a shit. So, one day this guy came in, and, that guy was me. I came into work, but I forgot the eye drops, so everything was a little too red. I didn't want them to, I was trying not to make eye contact with the customers. And I was just watching their groceries go by. And it was the typical shit, broccoli, diapers, condoms, whatever people buy. And then this one dude came up, and I was looking at his order, and it was like frozen pizza, chocolate milk, Oreos, Twizzlers, and it was like... And I looked up at him, and we made bloody eye contact, and realized that he was just as ripped as I was. And he had this look on his face like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. If I had known, I would have gone through a different line. And I was like, just go. Just go. Just get out. That was fun working at slave wage. Yeah. I realized something really interesting on my last day working at Safeway. A little revelation, if you will. It was New Year's Eve, actually. It was 2010. New Year's Eve 2010 was my last day at slave wage. And I was getting out of there because you know you're getting fucked up on New Year's Eve. So I didn't know there was a new year happening. I was celebrating not working at Safeway. I was like, woo, I don't gotta work at Safeway. And everyone was like, Happy New Year. And I was like, wait, what? Huh? There's a new year happening? Cool. But no, I got out of there and I noticed the very last customer that came through my line. I can't believe I'd never noticed this before. I looked at the side of the cart, the little carts you push around to collect your groceries, and on that little green bumper that they put there to keep you from dinging shit up, there's a little metal plate that has the Safeway logo, the big S, imprinted in it twice. S. I only know one other organization that had those initials. We haven't heard from them in quite a while. They did some not so cool things. Personally, I think they never left. They just had a board meeting one day and were like, okay, we got a lot of bad press about you whole stopping people in the office thing. We can get a new game. We're selling groceries and dropping the other S. That conveys to you how I feel about Safeway. Hopefully. So that was a shitty job. You're probably wondering, what was this good job you had? I'll tell you about this good job. It taught me something. People always say nothing's free. There's no such thing as free money, man. No free rides, no free lunches. Nothing's free. No free money, especially. People say that. There's no free money, man. But I used to be a sperm donor, so I beg to differ with that. It doesn't get much more free than that, no. Well, you gotta factor in the cost of the gas to drive to the sperm bank. No, trust me, it's free. You gotta take into account the food to consume to produce the. No, it's free. It's got a payment all its own. Let me paint for you the picture of this job, being a sperm donor. About 3 times a week. You could do it every 48 hours, and I needed bar money, so I was there every other day. That job paid for a lot of things. That job paid for my weed slot, paid for my bar money, paid for my gas. It was great. And all I had to do was rub one out every other day or so. Let me paint for you the picture of this job. I would go into this place every other day. This very nice nurse named Christina would be at the front desk, be all smiley and ready to go. I'd give her my ID card, and she would give me $40 and point me to a sterile room full of pornography, both magazines and film, though I usually stuck to the film because some of the pages in the magazines wouldn't pull apart. That wasn't quite so cool. And then I would pleasure myself into a little cup for those $40. How's y'all's jobs?
Love it.
Yeah. I would ask you where you work, but I know where you work because you're working right now. My advice would be try taking withdrawals from the First National Bank of Wank. Get on with that. Try pulling your pud to pay the rent. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, we got people filtering in here. Welcome, welcome. Hi, I'm telling jokes.
Hi.
Hello. You're going somewhere else. That's fine, though. Oh, no, you're coming here. I see you have to get around everybody.
We're looking for the fun guy. That's you.
That's me. I'm one of them. Anyway. Yeah.
Come on right here.
I was driving around back home in Seattle, and I saw something really strange. I saw a car with a big target on it. It was like a big bullseye. It was like this big sign just beckoning to me. I drive like an asshole, ram your car into mine right here. It was a really weird looking bullseye. It was this big yellow diamond that said baby on board in the middle. Some of those people don't drive like assholes. They're like, woohoo! I can do what I want because I got a baby on board. It's like, you have no preservation instinct whatsoever. I find that people with the yellow ribbons that support our troops, They feel like they can drive like assholes too. I guess if you have anything yellow on your car, you can drive like an asshole. I don't know. What do people with yellow cars? I really worry about that. I don't know. Yeah. What else? What else? Yeah, what else? What are the rest of my jokes? Having a brain fart. Funny thing about brain farts, you know, I was having this discussion with my friend. We were talking about ADD. We both have ADD, whatever the hell that is. I don't really know what it is. To me, it sounds like being human. You're having a hard time paying attention to stuff? You mean like people do? You need speed. How did you get that? Dr. Man, your child is having trouble paying attention to your teacher because your teacher's fucking boring? Put him on drugs. Where did we get that in this culture? I don't know. I don't think ADD is a disorder. I think ADD is thought insurance. Let's say you got 6 trains of thought running simultaneously. 2 of them derail. 4 of them still make it to the station. We can never come up with a good deductible for a brain fart, though. We're trying to market it. We're like, all right, we got to start this company, Thought Insurance. Yeah. What would we charge for a brain fart? Didn't turn out so well. We abandoned that idea quite quickly. Yeah. Me and my friend Zach came up with that one. That was good. Hi there. Hi there. I'm telling jokes. Do you like jokes? Cool. Here's one I heard a while ago. It's not my joke, but I feel like telling it because it conveys a certain hilarity. These 2 whales go into a bar. They sit down, have a good time, finish their drinks, and come out. And one turns to the other and goes, and the other one goes, man, you're fucked up. Great. Last time I did stand-up comedy, I had a similar look, but I had like a checkered shirt, so I went on stage as the tree-hugging lumberjack. That's a really tough job to fill. I'm really torn about that one. Could you imagine being a tree-hugging lumberjack, having to go to work every day like, I'm sorry, I gotta pay the bills. Get up your axe like, this hurts me more than it hurts you. I gotta feed my family. Tree-hugging lumberjack, yeah. That's good. By the way, does anybody own a black Jetta by any chance? No? Okay, cool, because I hit one while I was parking. Great. Some of these are kind of hit and miss. I'm a little bit of a scatterbrain. I do way too many other things. I play drums and I write. I'm going to school to learn to start barbecues. So, there's a whole bunch of other stuff I do. I feel like, you know, laughter is the butter of life. And I spread it where I can, and this is my knife. Yeah, that's clever. Kinda. I don't know. What are some of my other jokes? Do you remember? Okay, yeah, neither do I at the moment. But here's one for you. I feel like this is really appropriate for you Ellensburg folks, especially here in a coffee house, definitely. How many hipsters does it take to screw in a light bulb? Some obscure number you've never heard of. Don't worry about it. How many scenesters does it take to screw in a light bulb? What, you don't already know? Fucking hipsters. I feel like, well, first I feel like another sip of beer. I'm waiting for my beard to grow in nice and full. Right now it's at the aforementioned lawn gnome length. I'm waiting for it to grow into a nice Captain Ahab so I can go out in search of my white whale. Yeah. You can always tell how deep someone is in thought based on how many fingers they're using to stroke their beard. One is something really trivial. They're thinking about, like, what was the last episode of Barney I saw as a child? It's a little more serious when you get to 3. I felt a lump this morning. Maybe I should go to the doctor. The big stuff. What does it all mean? And you get all 5 fingers on there. Sometimes I go to Safeway here really late at night, and then I see a guy with fiery red eyes standing in front of the chip section with all 5 fingers on his chin. Like, dude, what chips you're eating for your munchies is like a 1 or 2 finger tops. If you were at 3 or 4 or 5 choosing your chips, you have bigger things to worry about. You should just vamoose. Yeah. Beards. I feel like tattoo parlors and operating rooms are the only places where it's okay for a man to shave another man. Think about it, you know? This man's been shot, we have to operate. We can't have all this hair in the way. We need to shave him. This man's getting a tattoo. We can't be poking a needle through his skin through all this hair. A bathhouse. So, where are you from? You don't talk to your father either? Neither do I. Yeah. So that's mighty swell, that one. I hear these speakers picking up something else. Hold on. I think it's KGB radio. Hold on. Oh god, the Russians are coming. Oh well. I've been expecting that for years.
The car drives you.
Try vegan chili? No thanks.
Where else can I go with this?
Cheating over here like every night. I'm sure they're giving us hard food.
I think they said it was vegan chili.
Either way, it's
Do I have a point to all this?
no.
Yeah, I do have a point to all this. I have to. You all pay money at this establishment for food. I have to have a point. What is my point to my act? My point is, if you're ever wandering around the woods and you see a deaf guy on acid standing under a tree, get him out of there. Tell him, no, don't stand there. You'll never see it coming.
I wear a costume.
Yeah. I devised a little test that I think will help you all determine whether or not you're safe to drive. Unfortunately, it requires you to drive to find out, but that's how I roll. Test number 1. Get into your car, begin driving. If you start referring to that little button on the steering wheel as cruise control, you're good. Continue on your way. If you start referring to that little button as autopilot, pull over, have someone else drive. That's not okay. If you get to a stoplight and wait for it to turn green, cool. If you get to a stop sign and wait for it to turn green, have someone else drive. I have done that before. I won't tell you what was involved, but it was funny. It went a little something like this. Dude, it's a stop sign. Yeah, I know. It's a stop sign. Oh! Let me peel that out. It took a minute for me to get that one through my head. Now, I should have started this like now when there was actually more people here, but I don't know, it's Saturday. Y'all are just shooting the shit, right? Do you have anything important to do besides listen to me? No, you don't. I determined that for you now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is a coffee house. I'm from Seattle. Everyone in Seattle drinks coffee. I'm like the only person in Seattle that isn't chronically, horrendously addicted to coffee. I've been away from coffee for so long that if I was to have like so much as a sip of your coffee, by the time it finally got to my gut and I had to go sit on the john, it'd be like riding a mechanical bull. Alright? That's why I don't drink coffee anymore. It's just too much for me. Like, whoa, Nilly! Yeah. Here's something I was thinking about the other day. I think I figured out something really fundamental about the human condition. Everyone asks themselves, well, I hope you do, I don't know, these are the things I worry about after a hard day of work, for I hardly work at all. It's kind of wondering why people enjoy altered states. Some of you are enjoying beers, some of you smoke cigarettes, maybe some of you smoke other things in your own time. It's whatever. Do whatever you need to do. Anything you need to enhance your experience on this planet, by all means, do it. I think I figured out why people do that. It all goes back to when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you like to go to the playground. You like to go to the merry-go-round. On the playground, you know, the big wheel that you get to spin on and makes the world all blurry. There's always someone's dad there, like spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour, just throwing more kids on. And there's always that one kid that's the daredevil who's hanging onto the edge with his cheeks like flapping out everywhere. And there's the one kid in the middle who's like being really zen about it, who's just like, working that center of gravity. But either way, it makes the world a whole blur. And then you get off the merry-go-round and you get to stumble and giggle and and fall over, and it's fun. But it's okay, because there's this pre-existing condition, this pre-existing knowledge that, oh, it's okay, he was on the merry-go-round, he can act like that, it's fine. But then you grow up a little bit, and you start finding other ways of getting the merry-go-round experience. You start skipping school to get on the merry-go-round. You start stealing from your parents to get on the merry-go-round. Your friends disown you because you spend too much time on the merry-go-round. And finally, those same friends, those people that know you like no one else, that have seen you in a light like no one else, come up to you and say, listen, man, we gotta talk. You got a problem. You gotta get off the merry-go-round. Just not healthy. You gotta take a break. Yeah. No, honestly, I used to smoke a lot more marijuana than I do. Not that I got bored of it, still enjoy it, just taking a break. But here's something I've come to realize about it. Marijuana is a survivalist's drug. It does two things primarily. It makes you want to eat food, and it helps you find enjoyment in mundane activities. That sounds like a drug that is custom tailored to extend your stay on this planet. Makes you well fed and enjoy stuff. Yeah. I think that's a good one. If it were up to me, everything would be like that. Kind of makes music sound cool too. Oh yeah. What did the hippies say when he ran out of weed? Man, this music sucks. I spent 30 years listening to the Grateful Dead? I'm just kidding, the Grateful Dead's pretty alright, if you believe that. Seriously, what am I forgetting? Y'all are a good band through this shit. Can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. I mean, I don't know. I just get really, really tired of, you know, going to the airport at this day and age, in this world that we live in. It's like every time I get there, I'm just tempted to be like, all right, let's get this over with. Come on, search me. Yep. And that is why we need to deal with Bin Laden the way we did. So I don't have to do that anymore. I would like to just get on a plane, not have to take my pants off at all. I would like to walk through a metal detector without someone going, whoosh, you're next. That would be mighty swell. That was good. Hey, good to see you again, man. Yeah. Where was I? Getting a little scatterbrained here. Well, I hope you can take some of this and do something positive with it. Maybe I've opened your minds a little. Maybe I've expanded your horizons. Or at the very least made you horny, so just go home and fuck. Yeah. Rock and roll will never die. Thank you very much. Yeah.